Welcome to another episode of the Dunn Wisdom Show. I am your host, Melissa P. Dunn, CEO of MD Marketing and Consulting, founder of this Dunn Wisdom movement, and of course, also commissioner in the city of Lauderhill. So listen, y'all, I have a special guest, someone whom I've had the pleasure of working with really ever since I got elected. She has done a lot of really amazing creative projects. The branding behind some of my signature programs like Lauderhill Shines, LHPP, the Lauderhill Peace 365 movement, the foundational branding and communication strategy really came from her brain. And now she has gone out on her own. She is the founder of Lise Design. She's a founder and creative director, and she is doing amazing things. And so I had to invite her on to introduce her to you and to really have a conversation. You know, I love talking to founders to understand the mindset that they have that allows them to go from being an employee to being a founder, right? Well, listen, this is going to be a fun conversation. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and let's get into it. Hey, Miss Lisbeth, thank you so much for joining me for the Dunn Wisdom Show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me so much. I love watching all of the different wisdom that you share.
Oh, fantastic. So, Lisma, I didn't give you a proper introduction. So please tell my audience who you are and give us just a little bit of background.
So, I am Lizma. I am a multidisciplinary creative. I started off as a graphic designer who taught herself at 14 years old. And then over the time, I learned photography. I went to college, got a BFA, then later on got an MFA. But altogether started working in concerts. That's where I learned different marketing and social media, then progressed into cities. Worked with the city of Coral Gables, worked with Lauderhill for a long time, worked with a couple of organizations for different county and sickle cell and different organizations, and now I'm with Hollywood. Over the time, I've learned several elements of marketing, and I've expanded each thing that I've learned, and I merged everything that I learned. I also learned about different cultures and how to reach different cultures. Because as you know, being in South Florida, you like to hear things in your own language. So that's a little bit about me.
So what I love about that is at 14, you're like, listen, I'm going to teach myself a skill. You taught yourself graphic design, found out that you really had a passion for it, a gift for it. And then you went through the formal training. Did I hear you say you have 2 master's degrees, girl?
I have one, maybe another one soon, but I have one and a BFA.
Oh, okay. So you have a Bachelor of Fine Arts and a Master of Fine Arts. Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, listen, congratulations on your tenacity, man, and your willingness to explore and to learn. So, what is it that had you decide that, because you're really, I consider you a parallelpreneur in that you're still working full time for a municipality, but you have your own business on the side, right?
Yes.
What is that balance like for you?
So the balance, in the beginning, it took a lot of like trial and error to get to that balance. Because when I originally started it, it was prior to working. It was working with a concert, and the concert had about 200 to 300 events a year, and they were
Mm,
traveling the world. And I was the only graphic designer in the international department. So I was
mm,
the one that would do all the translation from Mandarin, Istanbul, like Turkish language. And while I was there, I got laid off.
oh,
And that
wow.
was, Yeah, that was my first experience of corporate. And I said to myself, from that point, I will never go into someone's job without having a backup. And that's when Liz Designs was born.
Oh wow, that is, but that's a reality for a lot of people now, right?
Yeah.
That's a reality for a lot of people, and I do think that it's wise a um, to have multiple streams of income. And I don't like to think about it as like a backup plan,
Yeah.
right? Because when it's a backup plan, it kind of implies that one is going to fail at some point,
One other, yes. And
right?
so that's the mindset that I had to, after, at that time I was like backup, backup, backup. But then at some point you're like, it's equal. It's your baby.
That's it. It's your baby. And so, Liz Design, when did you incorporate the business?
So I incorporated the business about in 2023 after I got my MFA. I was literally
Mm,
doing it as a freelance, and I was helping other people build their business, but mine, I was treating it as a freelance. And even the word freelance, I don't use that to describe it anymore. It's a
oh, good for
business.
you. It's a business, and you're the
Mhm.
founder and the creative director. So you started the business in 20. I remember when you graduated. I remember when
Yeah.
you graduated. So it's 2023. So by the
Mhm.
time you graduated, we had already had Lauderhill Shines together, because I always give you credit for helping me to do like the creative direction for that, right? Because we
Yeah.
were partners. You were the creative director really for that program.
We built it from the ground up.
From the ground up, from the ground up. If those of you don't know, Lauderhill Shines is a capacity building program for entrepreneurs who want to start or grow a business in Lauderhill, and we teach everything from getting your business license to marketing to getting government contracts. So it's a really powerful tool. So you now decided you're going to take your business seriously.
Yes.
What was there anything in particular that happened in your life that made you decide that now was the time?
After getting the MFA, and sometimes you go through these phases where you question, am I ready? Am I good enough to go in there? And as I went through the MFA, I realized I've done a lot. I don't have to prove to anyone anymore, and I've helped a lot of people. And that was the moment I decided, okay, it's time. And I got the LLC.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. And so you continued working with Lauderhill, and
Yeah.
then you transitioned to another city. But I've
Yeah.
noticed it feels to me like you're leaning more into building your business than before.
Yes. While I was at Lauderhill, there was a several transitions. The f- the biggest transition was my mother passing. Um,
Mm,
Once my mother passed, and it was sudden, it made
mm,
me realize that you only really have one life.
mm-hmm.
If you don't push yourself to like push yourself to the biggest capacity that you have, you're gonna miss your own moments. And to
Mm.
have this type of talent, I take the talent as it chose me because it knew I could take it where it needed to be.
Come on.
Same thing with the business. The business idea came to me because it knew I would be able to execute it. It's not just something that I thought of, it chose me. So
Mm-hmm.
now I have to put every bit of life into it and energy into it as it's giving to me. And that's when I decided, if I step away from the company today, I have to have my own identity.
Wow. I love that. It chose you. So basically, you had a calling and you said yes to the calling.
I stepped up. It called me for years and I shied
Mm,
away, but now it got loud enough for me to say, okay.
for you to say
So,
yes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I know that your mother's passing had a profound impact on you. So it really was a catalyst to get you to really take your business seriously and to take it to the next level. if memory serves me right, it also inspired some other art forms for you.
Correct. It inspired my photography exhibit, my first photography exhibit. Um, Going through grief, people, it's hard to tell people unless they go through it. It's like you're being reborn again.
Mm,
I had to slowly to get, because some days I had anxiety, and it was something on a level I never experienced before. So
mhm,
I started off with mindfulness. I did yoga, and through yoga, I started to fall in love with different parts of myself again. I had
mm.
I was taking pictures, and I was taking beautiful pictures, but I had to fall in love with photography again. And through falling in love with photography and marketing again, and myself again, and just connecting with people again, um, the exhibit was born.
You have something big coming up. I think you have a showing, right?
Yes, I have an opening brunch July 11th. It will be at the main library on Andrews.
I'm excited for that. You know, I'll be there for that. Where can people find out more about about the exhibit?
They can visit echoesoftheislands.com.
All right, echoesoftheislands.com. That's the name of the exhibit.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Echoes of the Island. It sounds like there's a cultural leaning to that.
Yes, there is. So, as I was saying, I was falling in love in photography. I fell in love with my culture more. I realized each time I would visit a place with like the Haitian food, like Haitian elders, family, um, like the ocean, it made me feel comfort, and in ways I felt closer to my mom again.
Mm,
So I wanted to create something that people can come and kind of feel familiar to. And so
mm,
far, when people see it, certain people say, this reminds me of my hometown. And
mm.
other pictures of other places, but at the end of the day, in the core of the day, we all are one. So we've had multiple experiences, but there's familiarity in each thing that we do.
I love that. So you explore the Haitian culture through photography and South Florida through photography.
Correct.
Oh, I
And
love
so
that.
there's
Yep.
other places too. There's Bahamas in there, and there's other places I'm gonna
Okay. I
yeah.
love that. I love that. So, what did that teach you? What did putting Echoes of the Island together and going through the whole process of creating the art, submitting it for the competition for you to then be selected to be a part of this really prestigious exhibit? Like, what did you learn about yourself throughout that process?
I learned that timing, I have to trust in my own timing,
Mm,
because parts of me kept saying, why didn't I submit things earlier? But it just wasn't time.
mm,
I also learned that these are things that I've already known, that my drive can go up and it can go down, but when I'm passionate about something, I go for it.
I love that. When I'm passionate about something, I go for it. So then the key for you is
Mm.
to really make sure that you're passionate and dialed in because that's what fuels you to get it done.
Yes.
Oh, I
And when
love
things and when things are going like when the iron is hot to strike, because sometimes as artists, we like to kind of like procrastinate on things, and
that.
then it doesn't go. But I've been watching other artists like interviews, and one particular one was Pharrell. He says that if you have an idea and you don't take it, um another artist will take it, because we're on the same wavelength of ideas.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard stories told about Michael Jackson waking up his creative team and said, "Listen, you got to meet me at the studio 2, 3 o'clock in the morning." And they're like, yo, why don't we just sleep and wait? And he's like, no, 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 no. If we don't go, God's going to give the idea to Prince.
Right? Yeah.
So I do think that there's some truth in that, you know.
Yeah.
And Lisma, I'm a woman of faith. And so for me, timing is everything. God's timing is paramount. And it's
Yeah.
so important for us to do our part and then let him do the rest. And it sounds like that was what you did.
Yes, I finally got into the flow, because that was another thing I really struggled with, was just letting God. I wanted to
Mm,
control things, and I learned that really a lot through these last, like, a year and a half now. It's almost been 2 years now. Let God step in. Don't try to control the narrative all the time.
all the time. Yeah. I mean, really thinking back on the last 2 years that you've had, it's been a lot of losses, a lot of
Yeah.
losses. Your mom, and we both love Desiree Giles Smith.
Yes.
um, you
Very
know,
beautiful too.
and leaving the city of Lauderhill, going into a new place. It's been a lot of changes, but
Yeah.
the one constant that you had was what? What were the constant things? What kept you anchored in this moment of in this storm that you were living in?
I had a lot of anchors. For number one anchor was God. I
Hmm.
had to, like, return to the church, because um during grieving, I went to the church. My mom was a very, very godly woman. Like, she would religiously go to church. She actually would go to many churches because she just loved being there. It was her peace. I had
Hmm.
to find my own connection back to the church. And I realized, yes, she's right. It is very peaceful, but the
Hmm.
word anchored me, as well as the mindfulness,
Hmm.
learning how to calm my nervous system. That was one of my biggest anchors. I realized that I always had a mild anxiety that I didn't
Hmm.
realize I had until having to go through this big type of anxiety. Also, art has always been my anchor. Being able to express, artists artists have helped express for the world for decades, ages.
Hmm.
So using that as my platform and my voice, that was an anchor.
I love that. I love that. So first, reestablishing your relationship with God, using that as your primary anchor, getting back into the word, practicing mindfulness, making sure that you really lean into your art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really powerful. And I do believe, I mean, I know that God is the ultimate anchor, but I
Yeah.
also believe that he has given us tools like art
Yes.
to help calm our nervous system and to kind
Yeah.
of bring us back to neutral, where we really should be.
Yeah. And that was a practice too. Nature, that's another
Mm,
gift. Sound, that's another gift.
yes, yes, yes. I love that. So you really recentered yourself. You entered this contest. Now you're having the exhibit in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then if memory serves me right, you're doing something else with your agency that's pretty unique, right? Like some
Yes.
some sort of challenge. What is that?
Yeah, so I am doing a 14 rebranding logo challenge. It came to me because I was seeing a lot of people, they're looking to do logos, but sometimes they're using software that's not right. And I know Dunn goes into Shines. If you People really should go to Shines so they can see
It
the
really should. It's an amazing program. And,
um
and listen, to get the amount of content Lauderhill people get for free, like if I were to put that course on the open market, easily I could charge 3,500.
you
Easy.
would have you would have break the bank, because it's like
Mhm.
it has so much. And then some of your there was one that was in Walmart and everything. Like, they actually, they take, if you take the business serious, it takes you far. So
Mhm.
back to what we were saying. um
You're doing the logo challenge.
yes. So I saw logos, and a lot of people were actually using ChatGPT for logos too. And
If I see one more Chat GPT flyer,
the flyers are like
and listen,
over.
we're going to have to circle back to that. We're going to have to help the people. Circle back. But continue. Talk about your project for a minute, then we'll help the people, girl.
So that's really what started it. People were coming to me and they're like, I need you to do this flyer, and it's a Chat GPT logo. Or they'll say, I need you to add this, because I work closely with a print shop and she wants to do like shirts, Chat GPT logo. And I said, let me do a 14-day challenge so they can see what it takes to have a logo, what you look for in a logo, and also what different formats and files. Because I've done a video before and explained it, but people are visual. So I started up the project, and I wanted to use local businesses and not just like your big brands. And so now I'll be rolling that out leading up to the show. Every single day you're gonna get 2 to 3 videos of just rebranding different
So,
brands.
so you've already chosen the 14 people that you're going to
I
work
have
with? You
I
have.
have
Okay. All right. All right. Good. Did any of my Shines people make it in there? Did anybody reach out to you?
3 of them did.
Good. 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 Yeah. So here's the thing about AI. I love Chat GPT. First of all, as a marketer, um, it in order for me to prior to chat, when I'm creating a campaign, like copywriting is a part of the work that was my
Yeah.
least favorite. And so for big campaigns, I would actually have to bring in a copywriter, right? And that then cuts down on your profitability, because that's not something you're going to charge the client for. You're not going to charge a client for copywriting, but that's something that I would typically outsource. Now, copywriting, just having the right, so that's great. Using it for ideation, fantastic. Using it for coming up with strategy and really having somebody to brainstorm ideas with, that's what I use Chat GPT for. Even writing press releases, fantastic. But when a small business owner or a nonprofit uses Chat GPT to design a flyer, and they put the flyer out just like that, they miss their opportunity to be unique in their own brand.
Yeah.
And then if you notice, you can always tell when it's a Chat GPT flyer, and the layout is the same, it's consistent.
And it's like over text and repeat, it's repetitive, and that's the part that people pick up. Because at first I thought it was just me as a designer seeing it's Chat GPT, and then other people started saying, oh, this is a Chat GPT flyer.
Yeah. And it really causes people to to think differently of your brand.
It does. It kind of it sometimes they may not even read it because they're like, it's chat.
Yeah. And it's too crowded, right? So I think if you can't afford to work with a graphic designer and you have to use Chat GPT, then maybe what you do is well, see, here's the thing. The next piece of advice I'm going to give is pointless for some people because they don't have a style guide. I would say upload your style guide into Chat, so at least it gets your font, your color code right. But like you said, a lot of people don't even have the foundation of a proper logo.
No. And that's the for me on Chat, because I know some designers are very hesitant to different AI, but I believe whatever you're doing, you can use Chat. But if you don't, it's like a doctor. A surgeon knows what they're doing, so they can use Chat to ask something that is sophisticated to Chat.
Yeah.
But if you're not a surgeon, you can't ask Chat, how do I do surgery on my liver? It's not going to work. It's the same thing as doing a flyer. If you're a designer, you ask it for ideas, it gives you ideas, but you know properly and you're trained on what elements to use and how to not make it look overcrowded. So it can become dangerous in the wrong hands.
It can become dangerous in the wrong hands. So I know you're going to be releasing a series of videos that talk a little bit about branding. Could you share like maybe a couple of tips for small business owners?
Yes. So when you're getting your logos, it's important to always request a black and white version, a colored version, a horizontal version, and a stack version, because this logo will be going on everything, and you want to set yourself up for success. And when you need those files, you have it, and you're not paying a printer or another designer to recreate them. So
Yeah.
that's one of the tips I can give.
Well, what another tip too is ask for the source file.
Correct.
Ask for the source files. The designer is not going to volunteer it
Mm,
because they're going to say, it's their intellectual property, but you pay them for it. So
we
it's
pay
really
them.
your property. So you can ask for the source file. The source file is the actual file that they did the design in. So you won't be able to open it if they use like InDesign or Photoshop, but
Yeah.
at least you'll have it. So in the future, if you
You
have to
can
change
edit.
it, you can give that file to the new designer.
Yeah. That's important too. And most designers, like if they're, you have to talk to them and see their packages. And if the package doesn't suit you, don't work with them. That's like my honest
Hmm.
feedback. Because a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, they didn't give it to me. They didn't give it to me. And that's not fair because you already paid them.
That's why you got to ask up front, honey. You got to ask up front. And I would say, in addition to the different versions and the source file, I would also say get them to do a style guide,
Yeah,
right? A style guide. You'll have to pay extra, but that's an important tool because that's like your branding Bible, right?
correct. And so that's what I'm gonna teach them. Like in the 14 reels, you'll see at the end the style guide. You'll see even mock-ups of what each branding can use the logos with. So it
Mm,
gives you a whole general scope of what a logo truly is and the different types and how to use them.
okay. All right. I love that. So it's like a series. It's
Yes.
going to be on your IG, your Instagram.
Yes, it will be on my Instagram at iamliz.com.
All right. So we'll make sure that we put that in the show notes so that folks can go and look at it. Listen, Lizma, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. First of all, I'm proud of you because you're really good. You're really easy to work with. And I went to your agency site and I saw that some of the projects that you have in your portfolio are projects that you and I worked on together during our
Mhm.
tenure at the city. So I can vouch for the quality of your work. I can vouch for your work ethic. And I think, I see good things in the future for you. So just remain grounded, remain anchored to God, and keep doing your best and keep being your best, and everything is gonna work out, girl.
All right. Thank you so much. And of course, um, working with you have always been the best. And a lot of your projects is what shaped me into this person that I am, because it was different pieces, different strategy. And we had fun. We had
We
genuine fun.
did. And we helped a lot of people, Lisma, which is the most important thing. Do you realize that we're in cohort 12 of Lauderhill Shines right now? So that's
Wow.
almost 200 business owners that's gone through the program that we built.
Wow. And
Almost
it's an
200.
awesome,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
an
yeah.
awesome program. And when I tell people, they're like, it's free.
It is free. It's free. It's free. It's free. The only thing is you have to move your business to Lauderhill if you have an existing business. So it's a good thing. Lisma, your business is registered in Lauderhill?
It is actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, now that you're no longer working for the city, you know that you qualify. You can put in for Kiva,
Okay. Uh,
right?
that, yeah, I actually can.
You
It's
can put in for Kiva. And you should do it now before the contract ends. It's
okay.
$15,000 zero interest loan.
Okay,
So
we'll do.
let's talk about that offline. You remember the Prosperity Project? Were you the one to do the
Yes,
flyer for that? All right, well
yes.
then let's go. before the contract expires in December, and I doubt I'm not gonna. Well, anyways, before December, girl.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm so proud of you, Lizma. Tell us where we can go again to find out more about your exhibit and then to see the reel.
So you can go to echoesoftheislands.com. It has everything about the exhibit, including the SIP design and create, which is where I'm going to have a workshop and teach people how to create a moving flyer in Canva. So that's going to be fun too. And then you can see the 14 rebranding logo challenge on Instagram at iamliz.com.
All right. Well, congratulations again, Liz. You know your mom will be proud of you, girl. You're doing the darn thing.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Dunn Wisdom Show. See you in the next video.